Two farmers can start with the same number of birds, the same feed, and the same conditions, yet one becomes successful while the other keeps losing money. Why does that happen? In this video, you'll discover the 5 real differences that set successful poultry farmers apart from the rest. Let's start with the first big difference: mindset. Successful farmers don't see themselves as just people keeping chickens. They see themselves as business owners. To them, every bird, every bag of feed, every vaccine, and every decision is measured in terms of value, efficiency, and long-term growth. Take costs, for example. An unsuccessful farmer might say, "I keep chickens, they lay eggs, I sell them." But a successful farmer asks, "What does each chick cost me? How much feed am I using? What's my electricity bill? And most importantly, how much value will this bird bring when it's sold as meat or eggs?" This mindset leads to smarter decisions. Instead of raising chickens blindly, business-minded farmers study the market first. They find out whether broilers, layers, or free-range eggs are in higher demand in their area. They don't just produce because of tradition, they produce because it's what their customers actually want. They also prepare for risks. While many farmers hope for the best, successful ones invest in vaccines, biosecurity, and even look for multiple income streams like selling eggs, meat, and manure as fertilizer. That way, when challenges come, the farm doesn't collapse. And here's something very important: successful farmers don't think about money directly. They focus on value addition and on solving real problems. Because people pay for solutions, not just products. The bigger the problem you solve for your customers, the bigger the reward you receive. This is something unsuccessful farmers often fail to recognize. So in simple terms, unsuccessful farmers chase quick money. Successful farmers build long-term value. That business-oriented mindset is the foundation that separates them from the rest. The second big difference is planning. Successful poultry farmers don't just think about today's flock. They think ahead. They design the future of their farm before it even happens. To them, poultry farming is not a gamble. It's a carefully planned business. They work with the 5 W's and the H: what needs to be done, when should it be done, where should it happen, why is it important, who will do it, and how should it be done. By answering these questions in advance, nothing on the farm is left to chance. Workers don't waste time figuring things out. They simply follow a system the farmer already created. For example, a successful farmer knows that holiday seasons bring higher demand for chicken and eggs. Months in advance, he asks, "What do I need? More feed, more housing, more birds. When will I need it? Before the holidays. Where will I store it? In my secured feed room." Why is this important? Because demand and prices will rise. Who will handle the extra work? My workers, already trained and assigned. How will it all come together? Through a clear schedule of vaccination, feeding, and marketing. By the time the season arrives, everything is ready. Unsuccessful farmers live the opposite way. They don't plan, so they end up reacting. Feed finishes, and only then do they start looking for more, often at higher prices. Vaccination days are missed because no one prepared in advance. A buyer delays payment, and suddenly the farmer is panicking, selling birds at a loss just to survive. Their farms are driven by emergencies instead of strategies. Planning doesn't remove problems, but it makes them manageable. Successful farmers see the future before it arrives, while unsuccessful farmers get surprised by it. And in poultry farming, being prepared is often the difference between profit and loss. Another key difference between successful poultry farmers and those who fail lies in financial discipline. Poultry farming is a business with tight margins, and money can either make the farm grow or make it collapse. Successful farmers understand this, so they treat their finances with precision. They know the exact cost of producing an egg or raising a broiler. They track every coin spent on feed, vaccines, electricity, labor, and housing. They don't guess, they calculate. They also separate farm money from household money. Instead of dipping into farm sales whenever they need cash, they pay themselves a fixed salary, just like any other employee. This way, the business remains financially stable and the farmer stays accountable. Successful farmers also budget in advance. Before a new flock arrives, they already know how much money is required to feed it until market day, how much to set aside for vaccines, and how much to keep for emergencies. They ask hard questions. What is my break-even point? How much profit margin is realistic? Does this expansion bring a return on investment? They reinvest profits into things that strengthen the business, like better housing, improved storage, or value-adding processes such as egg packaging. They also prepare for shocks. Feed prices may rise, buyers may delay payments, or a disease outbreak may increase costs. Because of their discipline, successful farmers often have reserves, forward contracts, or credit lines already in place. These safety nets ensure the farm keeps running smoothly, even in difficult times. By contrast, unsuccessful farmers handle money carelessly. They mix personal and farm expenses, so when it's time to buy feed, money is missing. They keep poor or no records, meaning they don't actually know whether the farm is profitable or not. They spend impulsively when sales come in, then struggle when expenses arrive. Many survive by borrowing from buyers or selling birds early at low prices just to cover urgent costs, a cycle that keeps them trapped. Financial discipline is not about being stingy, it's about control. It's about making sure money flows in the right direction toward growth and stability. In poultry farming, the farmer who controls the money controls the future. Another powerful difference between a successful poultry farmer and one who fails is management. Poultry farming is not just about feeding chickens and collecting eggs, it's about building and running a system. And like any system, it rises or falls based on how well it's managed. Successful farmers see themselves as managers and leaders, not just laborers. They design systems that ensure the farm operates smoothly whether they are present or not. Every activity is organized: who feeds, who cleans, who collects eggs, who monitors water lines, and who records data. Nothing is left to chance. The farmer sets the standards and the workers execute. Strong management also means paying attention to details that seem small but are actually crucial. Feed distribution, water quality, stocking density, and biosecurity all directly affect performance. A successful farmer monitors these closely to prevent waste and avoid problems before they escalate. Records are not just kept, they are reviewed. When production drops, the farmer checks the numbers, identifies the root cause, and corrects it quickly. Management also extends to people. Successful farmers delegate but also supervise. They know that workers don't just need instructions, they need accountability. That's why they set routines, create checklists, and hold review meetings. Workers are not left to decide how something should be done. The system already defines it. By contrast, unsuccessful farmers often behave like workers themselves. They jump into tasks without structure, and when they hire help, they fail to give clear instructions. As a result, jobs are done late, inconsistently, or not at all. No one is held responsible when mistakes happen. Feed is wasted, water finishes, housing becomes overcrowded, and production declines. Without systems and accountability, everything depends on the farmer's physical presence. If he falls sick or travels, the farm collapses. Management is about building reliability. Successful farmers build farms that run like well-oiled machines, while unsuccessful ones build farms that fall apart without them. The difference is not in how hard they work, but in how well they organize, delegate, and lead. The final difference between successful and unsuccessful poultry farmers is the commitment to learning. Poultry farming is not a static business. New diseases appear, feed formulas evolve, customer preferences change, and technology keeps advancing. The farmers who succeed are those who understand that knowledge is not a one-time thing, it's a lifelong investment. Successful farmers actively seek information. They attend workshops, read articles, listen to experts, and consult veterinarians. They network with other farmers, exchange experiences, and observe what is working elsewhere. But more importantly, they apply what they learn. They run small experiments, trying new breeds, testing improved feed additives, or upgrading housing systems. They measure the results carefully, and if something works, they adopt it fully. For them, mistakes are not failures. They are lessons that sharpen their systems. Unsuccessful farmers, on the other hand, resist change. They often cling to outdated methods and dismiss advice with phrases like, "This is how we've always done it," or "I already know enough." They rely on hearsay or trial and error instead of evidence-based practices. When problems repeat, they keep repeating the same responses instead of adapting. Over time, their farms stagnate because they are not evolving with the industry. Continuous learning doesn't just solve problems, it opens opportunities. It allows a farmer to see trends before others do, to anticipate customer needs, and and to adopt innovations that improve efficiency and profitability. In poultry farming, knowledge is as valuable as feed or vaccines because it sustains the business cycle after cycle. That's why at the end of the day, the most successful poultry farmers are students as much as they are business people. They never stop learning, and that is what keeps them ahead. As I conclude, let me share this with you. I figured out the most effective way to run a poultry farm even when you are far away, and I'll be revealing that in my next video. So make sure you don't miss it by subscribing and turning on the notification bell so YouTube notifies you when that video is out. Before you go, check out my online store using the link in the description. There you can download toolkits that every beginner farmer needs to start strong and avoid costly mistakes. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and don't forget to watch the next video on your screen right now for more tips on poultry farming.